Boy, am I reading this correct, y'all? 20-year-old had 3 overseas encrypted accounts? What? No 20-year-old. No 20-year-old. Boy, let's don't jump into this one, man. More shocking details on this whole J13 situation, man. Very a historic moment, but the Secret Service failure. Secret Service must be held accountable. People must be held accountable, man. We now see whistleblowed earlier of DEI hires just didn't, unqualified. This never should have taken place, man. Never should have taken place. Prayers for Trump and his family in the comments. I want to send my prayers to you guys and your family during the most darkest and craziest times that we are living in. And we're living in the biggest history yet, you guys. 2024. And actually these last couple of years has been something, man. And we're living in it, y'all. The biggest history yet. I kid you not. But let's go and check this out. Boy. Boy. Told y'all, everything that's hitting the fan, be ready.
More questions this morning over the security failures that allowed Thomas Crooks to get a direct shot at former President Trump on Saturday. Sources tell Fox News that Butler Township police flagged the Secret Service over a lack of manpower near the building that Crooks scaled and shot from. A New York Post headline says, quote, Trump rally shooter Thomas Crooks tracked ex-president's appearances for months. 3 people were shot at the rally, 1 fatally.
Again, I'm learning. Some of y'all might. I'm learning. Again, this is a reaction video. I'm taking it in right now as we speak. Wow. I thought the last video, the last details we got were something. Wow.
Right now in Pennsylvania, private funeral underway for Corey Comparatore.
Rest in peace,
the volunteer fire chief.
Someone lost a loved one, man. Someone lost a father. Again, we send our love and condolences once again. And we send our love and prayers to the ones affected by this. To the 2 also in critical condition. Rest in peace, sir. Wish nothing but the best to your family from here on out. Lord knows what they're going through right now. Not easy, man.
Chief died while shielding his family in the crowd. Let's bring in Kara Frederick, former DOD counterterrorism analyst. And Kara, the big question in this investigation is how in the world that rooftop was left uncovered. In the world of the Secret Service and presidential campaign events, it is an absolute no-no for an elevated platform with line of sight to where the president is going to be to remain either unblocked or unprotected. Do you have any theories as to what might have happened?
No, I think we're clearly not getting the full picture here because, as you intimated, this is physical security 101. And the fact that that rooftop was not secured is a massive oversight. So in terms of theorizing on what happened, it is critical for a security plan to have your local law enforcement, to have your state officials, and to have your federal authorities all coordinating. It appears that there was some sort of lapse in coordination here. But what I think the bigger question is there are reports that he was surveilling President Trump's movements over the course of months. how do we not know how he was surveilling? Do we what digital platforms was he using to do it? Every type of sensor that the world is saturated with right now emits what we call a digital exhaust. They should be able to track down his geolocation based off of the digital surveillance platforms he was supposedly using. They should have a pattern of life for this kid. They should have content emanating out of that to paint a more fulsome intelligence picture to get after this guy. The fact that that wasn't done beforehand, and it doesn't appear to be, they don't appear to be exploiting that data, at least accurately, for the public to see now. This is a massive oversight as well.
You know, an intriguing little development in all of this, according to Congressman Michael Waltz from Florida, in that briefing with the Secret Service and the FBI, members of Congress were told that crooks had 3 encrypted accounts on overseas platforms. I don't think the nature of the platforms was described. We don't know if they were financial accounts or if they were social media accounts or some other kind of account. But now there appears to be some sort of international component to all of this.
Yeah, and I think this is so interesting too. But as something I did for almost 10 years with the government and then with the big tech company, what you do is you can extract data from these platforms. You can figure out, who were these platforms that he was supposed to be using, even if they were encrypted. Who was he talking to? What are his IP addresses? Can you geolocate him to those physical locations? This is something tech companies can do. Was he using aliases? Are there any? What are the connections to that network via those platforms? Like you said, we don't know the nature of those encrypted overseas accounts, but there are people who are in the government, even who are outside of the government, who can work to exploit that information that those accounts would convey. So the hearing next week should give us a lot of answers, because this is happening. The public is just not aware of what actually is going on.
Wow. All right, so we've got hearings next week, but a bigger question in all of this is, given the security failures and how these erupted and the fact that we know almost nothing about Crooks and what his motivations might have been, does there need to be in the wake of the Kennedy assassination, the Warren Commission was struck. Now, a lot of that was political cover for Lyndon Johnson, but do we need to have something of that level to look into this?
Oh, I completely agree with that. Yes, Congress has oversight capabilities. And you look at the senators trying to track down the head of Secret Service as she's walking away from them. That is a reverse of how this is supposed to work, right? Our senators and our representatives, they represent the American people, and the heads of those federal agencies, they work for us. They work for us. She should not be evading those questions. There's a measure of transparency here that the American people are owed, because I'll tell you what, John, this does not pass the smell test. The fact that a 20-year-old would not have a heavy social media presence or minimal presence at all, and that in the face of that, he would have better operational security than the seasoned Al-Qaeda operatives that I tracked down over the course of years, doesn't pass the smell test. The American people deserve answers. Let's give it to them, Congress.
Wow.
And if one 20-year-old kid can breach security as this one did, imagine if it was actually, if we've heard that Iran wanted to take the president out. If they sent an actual trained team, God knows what would have happened that day. Kara, great to talk to you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Hey,
Oh boy. Just can't make this up, man. Look at the comments. This kid was a BlackRock agent. Secret Service failed. No normal 20-year-old has 3 overseas accounts. Wake up already. This guy funded by large. Yeah. Like they say, they've been saying inside job, setup, didn't work alone. Those are the main comments we're seeing now. Everybody's come to a conclusion. And I agree with you guys, Yeah. Now, I know we say 20-year-old, me personally, I don't like to say kid. I feel like, you're when you're 20, you're an adult. But, even though 20 is young, boy, this does not look good, man. This does not look good at all. We're gonna continue to bring you up updates, and as you guys are getting it, I'm getting it as well too. You know, that's the best part about these reactions and showing it to you, because I'm learning as well too. You know, it should have never taken place, man. Should have never taken place. Never. But we're living in the darkest times ever, man. The craziest times ever. And we don't know what to expect, man. So I'm wishing the best in you guys' life, your family's life. Prayers for Trump and his family. Prayers for you guys and your family. I love y'all, man. We got to spread that love and come together, man, and unify. And you should be fired up to go vote, man. Fired up. Forget what the polls say. Forget what this says. Forget that it says we're leading over here. We're leading in all these over here. Forget all of that, man. Can't get complacent. We got to get back on track still, man. Right now, America is a complete show. So remember the main goal here, man. We have to remember the main goal. I love y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love.